Surviving R. Kelly, or as I like to refer to him as Rapist Kelly. And that's how, if I have to refer to him during this video, I will. I knew going into this docu-series this weekend that it was going to be an emotional trigger for a wide span of people, including myself. So I knew beforehand that it was imperative that I protect myself emotionally going through this process. And so I watched the docu-series at my own pace. I limited greatly my viewing commentary. I didn't go into groups and live watch with other people. I commented very selectively about the docu-series on other people's pages, which I found quickly that I just needed to turn off the notifications. So, I may have made less than 5 comments on less than 5 people's pages, and I turned off the notifications and dismissed myself from those conversations. And I made it very clear on my own social media platform that this back and forth, not doing it. And so that still applies to this video. The trigger of sexual assault, the topic, the docu-series can have an effect on 2 groups of people. One, those that are primary survivors, any individual who has been a victim or survivor directly of a rape, molestation, non-consensual touching, sexual harassment, sexual innuendo through conversation. And if you think about those survivors, which may include yourself, that's a wide net of people. You may not have been molested, but you may have been sexually harassed. You may not have been raped, but you may have been sexually touched. You may not have been sexually harassed, but you may have entered into conversation with someone that made you uncomfortable because there was sexual innuendo. So that's a wide group of people. The second group of people that the topic of sexual assault and the docu-series may have triggered emotionally are those who are secondary survivors of sexual assault. And those people include medical professionals, mental health professionals, first responders, including 911 operators, EMS technicians, pastoral counsel, a mother, a father, an uncle, an aunt, a village, a family, a friend. Individuals who are on the front line and in the trenches immediately when a sexual assault is reported, a sexual assault is shared. Those are secondary survivors. And as you see, that net gets even bigger of who sexual assault directly impacts, primary or secondary. And you may fall into one of those nets, okay? So this was not something to play with, to take lightly. This was definitely something that you had to fortify yourself to watch and fortify yourself to process. And I found it very disheartening over this weekend as I went across all of the social media platforms, from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook, to see how some people were processing what they were seeing. And then I felt that people were seeing it from a different eye than I was, which is not unusual, but here we are. I do not believe that Dream Hampton, who is a Black woman out of Detroit, Michigan, who has a stellar, impressive resume, from music production, hip hop historian, to all of the other great things that she is and has yet to become, produced this docu-series in order to somehow pull back the layers of Rapist Kelly more than what we already know. I believe that Dream Hampton's goal in doing this docu-series was to give a voice and a face to what and who a victim, a survivor sounds like and looks like. And if you took the time to view the docu-series from that perspective, I think that there are several narratives that would be currently different. One, you would see that a survivor of sexual assault, a survivor of domestic violence, sounds like you and looks like you. And the focus would not so much be on Rapist Kelly, it would be on you taking a pause and seeing how you could apply the commonalities into present day. The commonalities of what you saw on the screen that took place over the past 18 years or prior, through all of those stories that we listened to in all of those 6 parts, to see how you can do and be something different. Asking yourself, what am I doing to protect myself? What am I doing to protect others? And what am I doing to be an activist in bringing awareness to sexual assault and domestic violence to do better and be better? And I have not seen a lot of that going on my social media. I see a lot of mindless engagement going on a lot of people's pages, and I'm not really here for that. There are very few people that are having a constructive conversation that is leading to a point of awareness. When it comes to concerns or issues that someone feels is important to them, concerns them, that they feel is necessary to verbally discuss in an open forum, if you aren't doing something to be the change that you want to see, I really don't need to converse with you. on whatever you're talking about. And so that's one reason. Another reason, the second reason why I have chosen to not really engage with people on their pages, because you're going to allow people to go back and forth. I still listen to his music. Where were the parents? Who are these girls? He's a genius. I still go hard for remix to initial. You're going to allow that type of banter on your page. And at the end of it all, you're not bringing awareness. You're not educating people. You're not talking about anything but mindlessness. And the ignorance of it all is just baffling. To see Black men posting lightheartedly on the topic is disgusting. To see Black women still standing strong for rapist Kelly is disgusting. To have Black women say that they feel some kind of way and doubt these courageous women who have spoken out in this docuseries. It is beyond disgusting. And I'm here to tell you that, because that's what I do. Keep it 100. So, in order to be an activist, if this really stirred you some kind of way, if this really made you feel some kind of way about moving forward and hopefully protecting yourself, protecting someone else, and feeling like you want to get in the trenches to be a change, there are many ways that you can do it. And they're quite easy. And I'm going to go over some of those ways for you and give you some suggestions. And if you want to address them with me in the comments below or privately, feel more than welcome to do that. What I'm not going to do is discuss your opinions, thoughts, perceptions of who and what took place in that documentary. But we can talk about moving forward to help yourself, help someone else, and be the change that you want to see. Okay? One of the first people that I personally saw and know who charged the Mute R. Kelly demonstration here in Detroit was a young lady by the name of Kalima Johnson. And I remember years ago when many were still sucked into the vacuum that R. Kelly, rapist Kelly, formed for many to still see him through his music and not through the monster that he is. I remember this young lady stood outside in the rain by herself and a few other people, and she demonstrated to mute R. Kelly. And I'm getting emotional because for the most part, this young lady and many other women like her do it with only a few people behind them. Because there are men and women who look like us, who talk like us, who are still on social media playing games. Her name is Kalima Johnson, and she is the founder, CEO, director, all of that and more of Sasha Center, SASHA Center in Detroit, Michigan. Her agency is a nonprofit agency that focuses on sexual awareness, providing a safe space for survivors of sexual assault, and providing holistic counsel to anyone who is a primary survivor or secondary survivor and their families of sexual assault. You can start there. You can start by sending a monetary donation to Sasha Center so that the work that Kalima Johnson does in the city of Detroit and nationally can grow and continue. And I know some of you provided financial support in October when I asked for donations for Sasha Center as my birthday fundraiser, and that was amazing. That was amazing. And I know you by name. I know you by name who donated. Not only because you felt that that was something important to me, but because you see the importance of the work that Kalima Johnson does. And I appreciate you. Okay? The second thing that you can do is, if you still listen to radio, you know, the radio that comes through your car, and if you still listen to normal radio, WJLB 107.5, all those stations, or if you are connected in some type of way to an internet radio station, you know, everyone has this satellite situation going on in their cars, Sirius and XM and whatever all that stuff is. Engage with those radio stations. Call them. Ask them, are you still playing R. Kelly, Rapist Kelly music? Are you still playing Remix to Ignition? Are you still playing 12 Play? Are you still playing Bump and Grind? If they say that they still have Rapist Kelly on their playlist, tell them to take him off. Period. It doesn't matter if they're playing Rapist Kelly during your drive home from work. It doesn't matter if they're playing Rapist Kelly at 3 in the morning when you're not even listening to the station. Tell them to take him off of their playlist. I am connected to an internet radio station, and once I get myself emotionally together, okay, after this 6-part docu-series, I'm going to have a conversation. Hopefully you're watching. I'm coming. I'm going to have a conversation with the internet radio station that I'm connected to make sure that Rapist Kelly has been officially muted. Okay, there's one particular